Oh, hey guys. Josh on the Clearing Waivers podcast here. Special episode tonight. As you can see, it's just me and you, just us tonight. No big deal. What we're going to do tonight is we're going to celebrate our 1 year anniversary together. Me, Brian, Rance, Kitty, Barth, and Summer go along with that as well. But over this last year, we've had a lot of fun. We've had a lot of laughs, and we just kind of wanted to celebrate with some of our favorite moments. So what I've done tonight is kind of compiled some of those moments that we've kind of really enjoyed. Some of those moments are just the audio. So if you're watching this, I'll have a podcast picture up to go along with the audio, and then the rest of them will be video. But that'll be the majority of them is going to be the video. If you're listening to it and not watching us, why are you not watching us? We got our own YouTube channel. We work very hard to do the video content. We think it boosts things a little bit for you guys. But the majority of them are going to be on video. You can find them at the YouTube channel. If you're not already subscribing, what are you doing here? What are we doing here? You can go over to the YouTube channel, search for Clearing Waivers Podcast, go subscribe to us, hit the bell while you're there so you can get notified whenever we do drop a video for you, just when it's ready for your eyes, which look beautiful tonight, by the way. So that's basically what we're going to do here. We're going to celebrate the podcast, having a little over a year together with you guys with some of our favorite moments. So we'll jump into the first one here, and it's basically we've had some sink pissers not really understand where the label of a sink pisser comes from. And that little ditty came from episode 2, way back in this is an audio because it's way back in the old file in the library. But the sink pissers are a special breed. They're one of us. They're shameless, but they get the job done. And Brian christened that label himself with literally pissing in the sink. And the best part about this is, if Brian was recording now where he usually does, he actually has to pass a bathroom in order to get to the sink that he pissed in. So here's the audio of it. I hope you enjoy. In the AFC, there might be some crazy wild cards, like you mentioned, the Raiders. The Steelers still have a shot to jump in there. The Chargers aren't dead. Colts aren't dead. But I mean, I think we can see through them, and we only see maybe 3 contenders out of the AFC, depending on how you feel about Texans. What's that noise? Someone peeing?
Yep.
Cut it off. Cut off midstream. Don't do that too much. It'll sting. But yeah, I think that's we've kind of later on that episode. But otherwise, again, thanks for joining us this week, and ta-ta for now. Good shit, fellas.
God damn it. I peed in the sink hoping it wouldn't.
That was you?
It was so loud.
It was so loud.
What sink did you pee in? The kitchen sink?
I can't disclose that in case my wife listens to this.
It sounded like you were just like pouring water into a glass from a pitcher directly next to your microphone.
It was a strong flow.
I'm potentially going to leave all this in. I kind of want to leave all this in now.
I really thought I had a life hack by not sitting there in the toilet.
Jesus Christ. Goddamn savages. Wow. I mean, that was just a special moment in Clearing Waivers podcast history. It was interesting that I called it out at the time it was happening. I did not really think he was pissing in the sink. Didn't think he had the gall to it. I've heard a lot of people piss in my day, but in the sink it just has a different little resonation on it. But we'll move on. Another little reference that we like to make is calling each other Schlanskys, and to avoid confusion in the future, we wanted to explain it by giving the very first Schlansky reference coming from a waiver watch that Rance delivered to us. So, Rance, why don't you take it away? Let us know what a Schlansky is. Fair enough. Rance, what's your waiver watch for this week?
Well, I'm going to stick on the comedy side and Today, just in the last couple days, I've got on YouTube and I've looked up some Conan O'Brien bits, okay? So you'd have to get on YouTube, but he has these hilarious bits with his producer named Jordan Schlansky.
Yes.
Like the guy does not fucking laugh. He's stone-faced. Conan just rips into him for being soulless and like a robot and like having no emotion. Like they go to Italy, they go taste wine, they go drink coffee. He destroys his office in one bit. I mean, there's like 5 or 6 of these bits, and I've never laughed so damn hard. I mean, he just rips this guy up and down, and the guy never shows one bit of emotion. None. Yeah. Doesn't laugh at anything he says. And just stone-faced. And this Schlansky guy's, the way he talks, he just thinks he's so much smarter, and he talks with these big words and real intellectual, and Conan just rips into. I mean, you've got to watch it. I mean, it's remarkable.
It's hilarious.
It's weird. I'm starting to think that there's a trend in your personality where you just ripping assholes is like really resounds within your soul somewhere.
He just fucking belittles this numbskull.
Oh, it's hilarious. It's hilarious.
Numbskull.
Real Gordon Ramsay style.
I'm 100% behind Rance on this one. It is
Thank you, Kitty. I mean, it is
so funny.
What makes it great is
it's the funniest thing.
What makes it so great is
Schlansky's
just no emotion whatsoever.
He thinks he's so much better than everybody else. He thinks he's better than the normal person.
He's so smug, and Conan just belittles him. I mean, you have to watch it, Josh. You'll love it.
Okay.
It's like they're only like they're 5 to 9 minute clips usually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually 5 to 8 to 10 minutes. I mean, it's not long, but there's like 6 or 7 of them, and they're amazing.
Okay.
I like it.
I'm intrigued.
So check it out.
Oh, it's so funny.
So you're all caught up. You know what a Schlansky is? You know why you're called a piss sinker? Sink pisser? I mess that up all the time. That's why you're called a sink pisser. We'll move on to the meat of the episode here, are possibly one of my favorite episodes. It was from Rance's debut. We were drafting our pet peeves, and this is also the episode that Brian apparently called in from the moon, so it's going to sound a little strange, not like his usual beautiful voice, but we drafted our pet peeves, and Rance's number 1 overall pick was not one to miss and not one to forget. So Rance, give us your number 1 pet peeve. Rance, give us your inaugural pick on the Clearing Waivers podcast.
All right, I will. I think this particular pet peeve comes a lot from me being a teacher for the past, I don't know how long, 8 or 9 years.
75
and
years.
It feels like 75 years. And it's just random noises that kids make. Like, I was teaching a lesson a couple days ago, and I had a girl sit in the front row, and out of nowhere, she just goes, meow, 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 meow. And I fucking about snapped. I mean, like, why are you doing that? I'm teaching fucking subtraction with regrouping, and just out of nowhere, meow, 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 meow. Okay, what in the flying fuck is going on? Just shit that you guys don't have to deal with.
Why do I get the feeling that all 4 Rance's picks are going to be kids?
Kid related.
Well, I thought that first, so I tried to cut a few of those out. I don't want to sound like just a total complete asshole teacher, so I'll just go with that one.
Meow, 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 meow is still very, very funny to me. It blows my mind that Rance is a teacher. I'm glad he is. He's very good at it, but it's very funny to hear his classroom stories and his teacher war trench stories. So shout out to all the teachers. Not doing a very easy job right now. They already have a hard enough job, but I want to give a shout out to Rance and all the other teachers out there grinding right now. But we're not here to talk about them. This is about us. This is about us, not anything else. It's about us. Keep that in mind. Let's move on to one of my favorite Keep Trade cuts. This one's going to kind of center around me a little bit. It's from the episode Sword Talk. when you start a podcast with your older brother and some of his friends, you kind of start to take a little bit of abuse as if you're a little brother, and you start to confess on things that eventually come around to bite you. And my love of swords came up in this keep trade cut, but the root of the keep trade cut was whether we would rather have Gordon Ramsay be our personal chef, The Rock be our personal trainer, or J-Lo being our personal maid. So I guess without further ado, here's the keep trade cut from episode 17 titled Sword Talk. Enjoy. Let Kitty's win means he's going to go first in the next shenanigan, the keep trade cut portion for the week. Kind of talked about a little bit earlier about the Gordon Ramsay trip, but kind of got me thinking about what we would rather have in our life. If we would rather have Gordon Ramsay as our personal chef, if we would rather have The Rock as our personal trainer, or if we would have J-Lo from Made in Manhattan as our private personal maid. So, Kitty, you are the winner for the week. Give me your keep trade cut.
All right. My keep, I went immediately to keep, and I'm keeping Gordon Ramsay as a personal chef.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I hate cooking beyond belief. I mean, I hate all three of these things beyond belief, but I need food to stay alive. Still haven't discovered any pills yet that can keep people alive. You know, pop a pill, boom, meal's done. That's my ideal
protein
life
shakes
right
are the
now.
closest thing to that.
Yeah, exactly, and that's still work. So I'm gonna have. I still gotta go to the store, shop for all these things, and hard pass.
Okay.
So I'm taking Gordon Ramsay because, I mean, as much as he does high-end cooking, he's ready to give you a burger.
Yeah. I mean, he could cook
that.
shit for you. I mean, stuff that you wouldn't.
He's not all fancy schmancy meals, so I think he can do a lot of good work for me.
Well, I saw him the way he cooks scrambled eggs. Like they come to you runny. I'm not with that.
Well, you don't have to. He don't have to cook scrambled eggs, Josh.
Well,
I can coach him up.
Tell him how you want your eggs.
He's my personal chef. I tell him, hey, Gordon, knock off with the runny, fluff those bastards up some.
Gordon, stop it with the beef Wellington. I just want pizza rolls.
Exactly. He'll do some of my bidding for me.
He'll be shaming you.
Yeah, I want to see that so badly.
That would be a hilarious conversation.
That would be awesome.
He just cuss you out.
Yeah.
You want chicken tender?
I had a flashback to like Kitty getting mad at him for putting milk in the bowl of cereal before the cereal.
That is psychotic behavior.
It is weird.
All right, so Gordon Ramsay, you're keeping.
Yes. I am cutting J-Lo as my maid. I live in a one-bedroom apartment. Maid service is not really high on my list of priorities or needs.
You're going for a bang for your buck thing.
Oh, I'm getting a bang for my buck with this maid? Is that your thing?
Well, then in that case.
Not what I meant, but
There.
don't you dare besmirch.
J-Lo's good name for Maid in Manhattan when she was trying on someone's dress. Just hope she got fired for that.
She was peer pressured into that.
You can say no. She's an adult.
Yeah. She landed a bow.
That guy
I've
hornswoggled.
never even seen that movie.
There's your homework.
Yep.
You should have watched this afternoon.
Real solid waiver watch coming up for you. So that means you're trading The Rock, huh?
I'm going to trade The Rock. As much as I would enjoy hanging out with The Rock, I don't think I'd like to hang out with The Rock in that environment where he's pushing me to my very end of my life with working out so much. And I mean, I'm assuming I can do a little coaching with him, but I don't think he's going to take as well to it.
Okay.
I think actually Gordon Ramsay will take better to my coaching than The Rock would.
That's interesting.
So I'm going to trade him for a
Bowflex.
minor personal trainer, a lesser personal trainer, someone that's more in the you don't need to gain 85 pounds of muscle. Maybe just lose about 10 pounds and maintain that. So I'm just going to get tone up. I'm going to do Less weights, a lot of reps.
Blow up doll.
There you go.
So that's my keep trade cut for the week.
All right, that's fair enough. Let's go to second place here. Rance, what's your keep trade cut?
I'm kind of with Kitty on keeping Gordon Ramsay. I mean, I think we could have some great conversations, and it doesn't have to be just like fine dining and stuff. I mean, he could whip up a steak, which is pretty fine dining, but, not extravagant as what he usually makes. Burgers, I mean, he can do it all. I mean, barbecue, fried chicken. So I'm keeping him for sure.
Okay.
Because, right, I mean, if he's your personal chef, he's going to cook whatever you tell him to, correct?
I mean,
I hope so.
it depends on your management style.
He might have.
Chef does.
He's probably going to have he might have some concerns with exactly what we ask him to make, but
Okay. I feel like you're gonna hear about it.
that's fine.
He's a Michelin. He's a Michelin
all right.
winner and the most famous chef on earth.
I think kind of fun to be dressed down and screamed at by Gordon Ramsay, don't you think?
I would kind of enjoy to see what he would call me.
Yep.
That's true. I agree with that 100%.
And then you start charging people to see it.
What insult does he have for me? Locked and loaded today. I'd have a new Instagram account.
Yep.
Gordon Ramsay insulting me.
Next thing you know, Gordon Ramsay and Kitty have a buddy cop movie.
You fucking donkey! That's one of my favorites.
So good.
Your name is Kitty, so I'm only gonna feed you cat food.
Guys, there are people out there that will take your money to just yell at you and call you
Valid.
pieces of shit. I mean,
Yeah, but not
people
like Gordon
exist.
would. Not like Gordon would.
I want a meal first, Kaiser.
Yeah. I
Either
don't want
before or
somebody
after
to
you
come
get
into
a
my
meal.
house and scream at me. I want to at least be served a decent meal.
Yeah,
okay, it just sounded like we were getting into a fetish territory right there.
True. There's some dominatrix BDS in.
As long as Gordon's wearing a full bodysuit of leather and he has a whip tan, then we're okay.
You'd be the one in the leather suit, man.
You know my fetish, Josh. That's come on.
Man, this has conjured up quite an image in my head. Let's go.
Should I continue
Yeah,
or not?
keep going.
Yeah, make it. What's your second choice?
Christ.
Mr.
I'm gonna cut J-Lo from Maid in Manhattan. I've never even seen the movie. Is she some kind of special maid? I'll just trade her for a regular maid.
She's a special maid in that, like, when children lose their teeth, they put them under their pillows, and then she comes and, like, gives them a quarter. So she's special in that way.
Did you just trade J-Lo for just a regular person?
Vin Diesel and the
Yeah,
Tooth Fairy.
just give me a run-of-the-mill sweet old lady maid. I don't need J-Lo as my maid, man.
Buddy, do
just
I
don't
want to
need-
make a trade with you?
Fine, I'm sure we can make a deal,
Yeah,
man.
sounds like a deal can be struck.
And I'm going to cut The Rock. I mean, as a personal trainer, because I think I got like a heart murmur going on, and I don't need to die after the first workout.
Okay.
And then I'd be so embarrassed about how pitiful my bench would be. Like when he's trying to tell me to just rep out 120 pounds on the bench, and I drop it on my throat or something. I can't even lift it. How fucking demeaning.
Well, hopefully he'd start you off with push-ups first, so try to build up some strength before you choke yourself to death with a bar.
He's very
I
considerate
mean,
that
I'd
way.
just be completely disgusted in how weak I was. So I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and cut him out.
All right. Brian, what do you got?
Well, I mean, everyone knows my affection for The Rock, but in this case, I'm gonna have to cut him.
Oh, my.
Oh, no, it's an upset.
That was the upset of the
Oh, no.
century right there.
I've
I
got
thought
tears
you could
flowing.
make Rock maybe your personal chef.
He make you out of buffalo.
He's gonna make them all three. Chef, trainer, and maid.
I've got tears rolling down my face just watching him walk out the door, but I got to let him go because at the end of the day, it's still having to work out, and his friendship just isn't worth that. So,
Wow. Wow. That wasn't even a friendship
I'll
thing.
be damned.
and I'm gonna trade J-Lo.
Wow.
J-Lo is a J-Lo is a legend of the game, so I'm gonna trade her for another legend, KC legend George Toma to be my groundskeeper. He's gonna make my backyard look like a putting green. The front yard's gonna look like an infield, and that's just gonna be the most beautiful yard.
See, you're trading J-Lo for a 95.
He's got a whole crew to help him, man.
Not sure what the biggest upset of this whole thing is at this point.
And like everyone else, I'm keeping Ramsay because I mean, to have a delicious meal every damn meal is greatly discounted, and it just frees up a lot of extra time for everybody. So give me that free delicious meal. I don't need to be yelled at. He can just stay in the kitchen.
So you better ask him his menu then, because you don't want to tell him anything he doesn't want to make. It sounds like.
I'll eat whatever he wants to put out there as long as there's no beets in it.
Oh, pretty sure he's a fan of beets.
Beets
He's pro beats. I'm gonna actually diverge from this path, and I'm actually going to trade Gordon Ramsay to one of you.
He's got value, obviously.
Yeah, I'm gonna trade him
there you
to
go.
one of you guys, and instead I'm gonna hire Rachel Ray as my personal chef / assistant / groundskeeper / maid, because Rachel Ray can do it all.
Doesn't her happy attitude all the time just drive you fucking nuts sometimes though?
Yeah.
Hell no.
Does to me.
Annoying.
Buddy, that's a pick me
annoying.
up. That's an antidepressant.
I don't want to wake up with that.
Give me Martha Stewart.
That's
Give me
probably
a
good.
Giada.
Giada.
Giada de Laurentiis or whatever her name.
She's got teeth for days.
Bobby Flay's the king. Don't forget it.
That's true.
Oh, that's a terrible
King
take.
of Southwest food. That's my
Bobby
jam.
Flay's trash.
Tex-Mex, baby.
Give me any of the guys from the original Iron Chef from Japan over Bobby Flay.
You're such a purist.
Give me Morimoto.
So you can be eating fish eggs.
Fish eggs, yeah.
I'm in.
Ostrich fish heads with eyeballs. That brings my list down to The Rock and J-Lo. And I had a tough decision here, but I'm actually going to cut J-Lo because we had a cleaning lady back in the day, and I just felt ashamed of how my room was in particular whenever we had that. So you throw on that anxiety on the fact that it's J-Lo, and that is not able to be managed type of level of anxiety. So J-Lo's out. Cutting her.
God, what was in there?
I mean,
Swords.
Swords. You never know. I don't want to be the one responsible for cutting J-Lo with a sword. There was, I mean,
Avenger action figures.
Yeah, action figures. You know.
He told that maiden, don't touch those.
Yeah,
those are valuable.
Yeah. Whatever you
Collector's
do, I
item.
swear to God, do not touch those.
I will cut you.
Yep, I will cut you. I have
The
look at all these swords.
The sword's all about those Avengers
I'll
action
make
figures.
you choose your sword to be cut with. That
Like samurai swords?
I had
or-
some samurai swords. Yeah, some katanas.
Oh my God, I
not how
had no
you-
idea.
Not how you pronounce that.
We're
at all.
talking 20 plus here, Rance. I'm not exaggerating.
You are
Like real
exaggerating. It was
life-
not 20.
Like real life swords?
It might have been
He'd
20.
save up his allowance and get Dad to go on eBay.
Well, I could work the eBay by myself. I had to get him to log in, though.
Where are these swords now? Like, what? I mean,
They're
just on
They're
display?
in a dirty
Don't
clothes
tell him.
hamper in the basement.
That is just
They're
disrespectful to
just
these
down there
swords.
collecting value, man.
Okay. As long as they're still in their sheaths.
They are
Collecting
they are
value.
in their sheaths. You can't. I'm not a
do
novice.
do you
sword
do
collector
moves
guy.
with them?
Do I what?
If you
Do you like do moves, like spin moves and act like you're stabbing, or how do you? I mean, you do moves with them, man, like a samurai.
Rance, I'm not a fucking child, okay? Of course I make moves with my swords. Are you? I mean, why do you have swords if you're not gonna make moves with them?
the Velvet Kid, the Star Wars kid.
Correct.
Josh is doing those moves with those swords.
Except that kid had a broomstick and I got swords, guy. Okay?
Stuff that could gut.
I
people.
could gut somebody
Valerian
right now.
steel.
I can cut you from belly button to throat with the blink of an
I
eye.
could just saw them right in half. Some of those swords are real sharp.
Just fillet them like a fillet them.
Yep. Regular Gordon Ramsay with a sword. So that obviously means I'm keeping The Rock because obviously he'd be the best personal trainer. If I die in The Rock's arms. I mean, I don't know if there's a worse like a better place to die in, honestly.
Great point.
So, look, give me that sweet
That's
sweet
pretty
death,
good.
or just give me progress. That's fine. And
That's a good one.
with The Rock as my best friend, I mean, obviously I win him over with my workout skills. I'm repping out 120 like Rance is afraid of. I mean, obviously I do that. I work out with swords.
Just rip it out.
Lightweight.
That's true.
And then you could show him those swords when you're finished.
Yeah. Did you see the Scorpion King? He had a sword in that. He'd probably get real nerdy with me. So
That's
Seen
a
his
good.
cheat
That's a good
days on
point.
Sundays?
no,
I mean, he goes all out.
Good.
He eats anything that he can find.
treat yourself, The Rock,
Yep, that's right.
Dwayne. Let's move on. I think we had enough sword talk for the night. I mean, I still love swords. That's not going to change. I still love them very much. Moving on. Let's get into another fun Rance moment. This is another one of my favorite Rance moments in that he confessed to something that just gets his day started off right. It was from episode, what is this? Episode 28, the waiver wire. In that we were drafting the best smells. You might remember this if you remember that draft. One of my favorite drafts. Really good draft all around. And really, episode 28 is going to come up a couple more times here, real quick. So I'd definitely go give that whole episode another round. It's a very good episode. Probably our prime. It might be our prime, but we've got more to come. But let's get into Rance's love, his best smell. Not his best smell, but a very good smell to him. Rance, what is your final pick here?
And this is my weird one. This really gets me jump started in the morning right before class starts. I like to take a nice, fresh Expo marker and get a couple deep whiffs.
I saw that on some of the lists I read of best smells. I didn't know someone was going to take it. I love it.
It's great. It's great. It
I
has
don't-
to be new. It has to be brand new. It can't be one that's been used, but one that's brand new, fresh out of the package. You just
The Rance is
couple
going
deep
to
pulls, couple deep pulls off that bad boy, and that'll get
marker
you
a
going
day
in
for
the morning.
Rance. His trash can is just lousy with markers. Never been used. Just smelled once and thrown away.
I can't wait till Rance to get addicted to it. He just walks around with like a Hitler mustache tied like color.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there's
Right under his nose.
I mean, that could definitely be on My Strange Addiction, right?
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Those
though,
people that
I mean,
eat
I don't.
paint.
I actually,
I
like the
think
smell of it too.
smells great. I think it's.
Sure.
I
think
like
it
the smell
smells
of it.
great.
But yeah, so
It's
there was
not- It's not quite as potent as like those old permanent markers. Not quite as potent, but it's
It's
still got
not
some
as
sting on
potent
it.
as a Sharpie, but it's
Yeah.
got a look. It's just got enough, little
There
little
was-
zip to it. Got enough to it just to kind of,
there was a skit on the state where the guy opened up a mark and goes, "Wakey, wakey, Bob. Wakey, wakey."
It's a poor man
So there you
smelling
go,
salt.
Rance.
Exactly.
Yeah,
just,
exactly.
just,
So
just a
good.
quick pick me up. Just a
Yeah,
quick pick
That's
me
right.
up.
That's all he was going for.
Lawrence is a marker sniffer. I mean, who doesn't
I
love
love
a great Expo marker sniffing? Really, I mean, it really gets the juices flowing. Some people need a little cup of coffee. Some need a little, maybe a little, but some people just need a little Expo marker. And to those people, I do tip my hat to. Very good stuff. Speaking of episode 28, we're just stay there with a kitty moment. One of my favorite kitty moments. He basically showed us what happens when a movie reference goes wrong. He drops a line from a movie that we've all seen, very aware of it, and it's just so out of place, and it kind of, that's about all it is. So, yeah, Kitty's going to give you a movie reference, and we're going to run with it. I'm excited about
Josh.
this because I got my number one overall pick. The one that kind of motivated and inspired this draft was I mowed my yard. So a freshly mowed yard is my number one smell,
Yes.
period. So I got it at the number 4 overall. I'm pretty excited about it.
I hate that smell.
Do you
It's
mow?
dirty and
Do you
gross.
mow your yard, Kitty? Do you mow?
I just mow other men's yards, if you know what I'm saying.
No, I don't.
Oh, come
No.
on. That's a joke from Kingpin. You don't mow another man's lawn.
Okay.
Yeah, lawn. Yeah.
This episode brought to you by Manscaped.
Clemens. Clemens. Yeah, I got you now. And then fucking, then Bunsen slugs him in the gut.
I have not.
You didn't have to have beers with him afterwards.
Yeah, right. I didn't want to think we were in cahoots. I have not mowed a lawn in. God, it's been a great 25 or 22 years since I've mowed a lawn.
Outrageous.
Out of all
Impressive.
the things that I thought that would trigger from talking about mowing the yards, I did not think Kingpin would be it.
Nope.
I'm on the same page now. That's great.
I mean, just exceeding expectations since 2019. Clearing Waivers podcast.
I only mow other men's.
You didn't have to rub Tabasco in his eyes.
In his eye. Yeah, that's right. Rub Tabasco in his eyes.
Finally, from episode 28, same episode. We had 3 really, really good spots. I think I make a mention of it in this last one that there's a lot of opportunities for a titular honors that week, but this one's coming in the waiver watch segment, the shenanigan. Coming from Rance again, he told us about he watched a sled dog movie called Togo, and that's really where we became an anti-Balto podcast. We're Team Togo till the day we die. I am a very big believer that Rance just needs his own podcast where he just describes movies that he's seen, because I feel like he could go on for a long damn time. But let's see how he does with Togo. Rance, with you, what's your waiver watch for the week?
Last night, about 9 o'clock, I was looking for something to watch, and we get Disney Plus. Now, just don't judge yet.
Nope.
So I got on Disney Plus.
Already am.
I watched the movie. I watched the movie Togo with William Owen. It's about a sled dog.
Sled dog.
It talks. You know how Balto was supposed to be a hero? Yeah, Balto was the hero of delivering the medicine or whatever. Wrong. This Togo dog was the leader of the sled pack, and he was the one that went over 200 some. Yeah, you got to watch it. It's good, man. It's really good. It's like kind of like Iron Will or White Fang. You guys remember those movies at all?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you can laugh it up. This shit's, I mean, this is good. I mean, this is a good movie.
I am very appreciative of your weird beef with Balto.
I just never heard of this other dog that
exactly.
we're talking about.
This other dog got blackballed. They like shamed him. I mean, he didn't get the credit
I've never heard of any of these dogs.
Togo.
Come to find out, Balto, he's a puss. He only went like 30-some miles.
Punk bitch.
Togo went over 200 miles of this delivery of this fucking elixir that they're trying to fix. It's not a cartoon. It's an actual movie. And William Dafoe's great.
Willem Dafoe, yeah.
Willem
There we go.
He's good.
Now I'm in.
I'm saying just check it out. It's not bad. I know it's on Disney Plus, but I mean.
But it's not a cartoon.
Josh, it's not a cartoon. It's an actual movie. Josh is
that lowers my interest.
He just described somebody building a house in Alaska and bears and shit. So why can't I talk about sled dog?
I wasn't laughing at you, guy. I mean, don't be sensitive here. I wasn't laughing at you. I was laughing at your weird beef with Balto. You're ready to fist fight Balto the dog.
Well, they constructed a statue of Balto, and he really didn't deserve it. So I know
bitch ass.
Balto is a pussy compared to Togo.
Clearing Waivers is officially a Team Togo podcast.
Big time.
I'm in. I
would have never known about Togo unless I watched that movie last night. So now I've learned a lot, like a nice history lesson.
Like, when had you heard of Balto before this?
I have. I know a movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
What movie is he in? I mean,
Balto. There's a movie called Balto.
It is?
What? There's some cartoons about Balto. They've written books about Balto.
Balto.
No idea. Never heard of Balto.
Interesting.
Well, he's a loser anyway.
That's a good for me. I didn't know
Togo.
My mind with lies.
Skip the Balto
lies.
All this time, we've been lied to about Balto. He's really not that great.
Propaganda.
Yep.
Finally, the truth is seeing the light.
Fake
Togo.
news.
Yep.
I opened your guys' eyes tonight about Togo.
I feel enlightened.
More
to be completely
importantly,
honest with you.
about Balto.
Well, yeah,
Right.
Balto is a
Pro
fraud.
life.
Hashtag
Yeah.
fraud
Yeah,
as
we don't
fuck.
He took all the credit too. What a bitch.
Let's get that.
And-
Let's get that hashtag trending. Every
Yeah.
St. Pictures. Balto a fraud.
I don't know. There's just so many competitors for title or titular honors for the night. Balto is fraud or something
I like that
is.
one.
that ilk. I mean, that's a strong.
Balto is a fraud. It's a good title.
Balto is a fraud.
They got a statue in New York City. He is a fraud.
Why New York?
I love it.
I mean, Team
Great
Togo
question.
for life. Clearing Waivers podcast. We drew the line, and we know exactly which side of the fence that we are on. Sink Pisters, we know which side of the fence you are on, but it's up to all of us to lead the battle against Balto. Take that fraud down. F is for fraud, Balto. We are coming for that ass. Moving on. No more episode 28. We're past it. Go listen to it again, though. It's a very, very good episode. We're going to hit another keep trade cut here. This is from episode 7. We had some good old-fashioned back and forth between, I think it was me, my brother, Rance, and Summer was with us in this episode. But just some good banter. It was a keep trade cut of a one of our known 4-hour road trip 4-hour road trip runs, and you got to listen to this or this. And we went with Florida Georgia Line, Nickelback, and Pitbull. It was a really, really good back and forth. A lot of good Nickelback impressions. Very impressed by how well we did with that. So without further ado, enjoy this Keep Trade Cut, episode 7. Let's move
That's a
on
tough
to Keep Trade Cut. Very interesting one. We've been brainstorming in our group chat about potential keep trade cuts, and this one was a real hot.
Don't tell them we're brainstorming.
We're brainstorming.
This is bad.
This is a real hot. This is a real hot button issue last night in the
We
chat.
worked real hard to come up with
Real
it.
hard. This was a tough one to narrow down, but and this kind of speaks true to me because the wife and I just went to Omaha and we had a little 4-hour road trip that we got to actually kind of live this. So if you're going on a 4-hour road trip and you have the choices of Florida Georgia Line, Nickelback, and Pitbull to keep, trade, and cut. That's your decisions this week. This week, I'm going to start. Brian, you're going to give me your keep, trade, cut first.
Well, this was easy. 'Cause I'm keeping Pitbull.
Okay.
Oh, Christ.
I don't know if you guys are aware, but I'm not sure if a party ever really starts until a Pitbull song comes on. Otherwise, it's just kind of a meh, kind of a dud. As soon as a Pitbull song comes on, those hips get loose. And fun fact, I've been to a Pitbull concert before
Oh,
Where?
at Sprint Center.
You're
the bigger
shitting
question
me.
is why.
I didn't know they happened outside of Florida.
Oh, it happened, and it was glorious.
Was he
You would-
headlining?
No, I think Enrique Iglesias was headlining.
Sure, as one does.
But my
Please.
God, Pitbull put on a show, and he just kept going and kept going, hit after hit after hit after hit. You don't know how many great songs he's been in until he just starts banging them out. I'm so confident that his incredible catalog is so extensive, you would never have to hear the same song twice on your 4-hour road trip. He's just got hits for days. So that takes me to my trade, and I'm going to trade Nickelback because I think there's someone out there that I can trade Nickelback for Limp Bizkit. Because give me Limp Bizkit for a 4-hour trip. So there's people that really hate Limp Bizkit and don't mind Nickelback. So give me that trade. And then my cut is Florida Georgia Line because when they come on the radio, I get the same reaction as when I accidentally see the Joe Theismann injury. I just cringe and hit the button to change the station as soon as I can. I cannot stand their stupid songs and their stupid voices. Cut Florida Georgia Line forever.
That's fair. Well done. I'm going to go because I got second in DFA this week, or tied for first, 1A, 1B. I'm going to also keep Pitbull because as bad as Pitbull is, he's got a lot of good features. So it'll actually mix up a little bit, and you can actually add some variety to your 4-hour road trip. So I'm also keeping Pitbull. I'm actually going to trade Florida Georgia Line because out of those two fan bases, Florida Georgia Line 100% has the bigger fan base, so you're going to get your maximum trade value out of the Florida Georgia Line. And I'm going to trade for someone's Dropkick Murphys because kind of like the Limp Bizkit selection, like you get a little bit of it's lively and it's nostalgia, so you kind of hit a lot of different notes for that.
It's an interesting trade. I don't know how you're making that trade, but I like it.
Well, some Florida Georgia Line assholes gonna 100% not know what to do with their Dropkick Murphys. 1,000%.
Okay, I see what you're saying. They just have it. Okay.
Yep, they got it. They don't need it. They're gonna take my Florida Georgia Line for sure. That actually leads me to cutting Nickelback. And when we were brainstorming this, I went back and listened to Hero on the Spider-Man soundtrack. Boy, that song still very much fucks. I will still absolutely get on board with that. Yes. So good. Holy, breaking news. Angels just signed Rondon 7 years. Rendon? Shut up.
Anthony Rendon.
7 years for
World Series
$245
champion.
million.
That's a lot of money.
Lot of
That's a
money.
chunk. Yeah, that's a chunk.
Lots of
No
money.
underachieve again.
So yeah,
Maybe they'll be in the Whit Merrifield sweepstakes. Joe Madden loves a Buns Obrist type.
That
Yep.
actually makes a lot of sense.
We'll see. So yeah, I'm going back to we're cutting Nickelback, but Hero still a great song. Anyways, let's go on to Summer as the reigning DFA champion. What's your keep trade cut?
I'm gonna.
That
For that reason, I am actually going to keep Nickelback because, as hard as that is for me to say,
For 4 hours?
4 hours, because at least a couple of times per hour I can be like, is this Cedar? And then like wait 30 seconds and then be like, oh no, it's Nickelback.
Nickelback has endless hits. You want to talk about a catalog? Look at their shit, man.
This is how you remind me.
And they all sound exactly the same.
Look at that photograph.
But you know what? I know all the words to him.
Absolutely.
I can understand it. His diction is fantastic, even though his voice is so gravelly.
That's interesting.
The songs are so incredibly relatable because they're about general platitudes that apply to most people's lives. So I'm going to keep Nickelback. I'm going to trade Florida Georgia Line to somebody who's going on a float trip, just like a group of 4 girls who have a cooler that they've bedazzled that says "Let's go floating" with an apostrophe on the end on it. True story. We found one of those once wrapped around a tree. There was nobody else. There was no people. There was just a canoe and a and a
Somewhere
cooler that
there
said,
were
let's
4
let's
dead
go
girls.
floating on it.
What a find.
And it was like right at the takeout, but it was just like wedged in this takeout. It was fantastic.
Casualty of float trip for sure.
Yeah. So I'm trading Florida because they're definitely going to trade me back like all their M&M. Like that's they don't know what the fuck to do with M&M. So and then I'm just going to cut Pitbull because I have no idea what to do with Pitbull.
Mm-hmm.
I can only throw my hands directly over my head so many times.
Dolly.
Mr. Worldwide.
Mr. Worldwide. All right, brings us back to rants. What's your keep trade cut?
Well, I'm absolutely cutting Pitbull. I don't understand where you two are coming from at all. Like endless catalog, Brian. Non-stop hits.
Oh yeah.
It's dog shit, man.
Pitbull.
I cannot listen to 4 hours of
Dolly.
and Mr. Worldwide and all that. I mean, me and my wife spent
It's
a couple
305.
nights, whatever it is.
He's
Me and
both.
my wife spent a couple New Year's Eves here at the house, and I watched him fucking sweat and grease everything up all over stage, just fucking oozing sweat. I mean, he's disgusting. He's just disgusting to even watch, man.
And considering what he does, he still like lip syncs those New Year's Eve parties. All he does is like Dolly, or he doesn't do anything that requires him to lip sync. He just go out there and get turned up and be fine.
He hip thrusts and says Dolly for 3 hours till
That's
the
what
ball drops.
Brian
You're
does
getting
that when he
confused
gets
with DJ Khaled.
No, I
Another
know
one.
exactly.
Another
I
one.
know
No,
exactly.
DJ
who
Khaled has
Pitbull
4 or
is.
5 more sayings.
I mean, I know exactly who Pitbull is, and he's
He also
got
doesn't
awful.
sweat because he doesn't move.
Yeah.
I think he doesn't need to move to sweat. As a fat guy, I feel comfortable
That guy, I
saying
can
that.
confirm.
Yeah. Rants, continue.
Well, I mean, definitely cutting Pitbull. I'll trade Florida Georgia Line. There's a lot of country fans out there that would take them in a heartbeat. I could trade them for just probably about any other music, I would say.
That's probably true.
You got to keep Nickelback. It's nostalgic. I mean, it takes me back to my prime. I mean, I know all the songs. I mean, I was looking at their catalog last night when I was going through the notes, and they're pumping out hits for years. I mean, almost 10 years worth of just unbelievable Billboard chart toppers.
Gonna be a big rock star.
I just wrote that one down 10 seconds ago. Wasn't even thinking about how great that song was. I mean, they've had songs in the top 10 spend months there. I mean, just unbelievable. Photograph, How You Remind Me.
And they'll stay in
Hero.
your soul for even longer.
There's another song called Far Away.
Yeah.
You know that song?
Far away.
So, I mean, I could
not
go
to be
on.
confused with If Today Was Your Last Day.
Oh, that damn song.
But I think the title of that song is like Gotta Be Somebody or something. I don't know if that is that the title of the song?
I think it's If Today Was Your Last Day.
Well, there's like
Very
you said,
bad.
there's so many of them that probably have that lyric. Today is your last day. There's probably 15 songs they've made with that lyric.
Chad Kroeger was a hell of a writer, man.
Unbelievable.
Cocaine, hell of a drug.
He's an unbelievable artist.
Well, that was some very good banter, and I couldn't help but notice that nobody traded for the Clearing Waivers podcast. That's a real shame. You only need about 1.5 episode to cover a 4-hour car ride, so
Dulcet sounds.
a real luddy down there, guys. Try to clean that shit up. We're trying to build something here.
Nickelback was founded in 1996. God
Oh, my.
damn.
But they didn't really hit their stride till the early 2000s.
Yeah, 01. Yeah.
Sure.
Their stride. Yep. In quotes.
I'm also
Well,
gonna
so-
need our
soon as-
legal department to be on their toes and be on the lookout for a cease and desist from Nickelback this week.
Nah, it's okay. We did less than 10 seconds of each song. We're
All
fine.
right.
When this is over, Brian, you just go check it out. You mock us, but go look at them tunes they pumped out for nearly
We're
a
gonna be-
decade.
I'm very aware of their songs. You couldn't
There's
escape
so
them. They were
many
in every mall in America for 10 years.
Well, they were at every bridge party I was at in 2001.
Yep.
Nickelback's gonna see a slight uptick in streams. The sink pissers are gonna be on the case tomorrow.
Definitely drank a
Like,
lot
man.
of Smirnoff Ice Triple Blacks while
There you go.
pumping out
Just
some.
pumping through the trucks of, the guys that got truck nuts.
Truck nuts,
They're
whatever.
playing some Nickelback.
Definitely no Pitbull.
I still
Nope.
stand.
Nope.
I mean,
No, Pitbull has probably got some bangers. It's a tough one. Florida Georgia Line, get the hell out. But between Nickelback and Pitbull, I think we could argue about that for another 2 hours. I think that's its own episode. But moving on to episode 18, really funny moment again. We had 12 episodes. Rance made his debut on episode 6, and this is episode 18. So this is his 12th episode. Not necessarily something new. He's not a novice anymore, but by God, he was opening up some mail, and it was very, very funny to me. Legitimately, may have been one of the hardest times I've laughed on this podcast here. Really, really enjoyed this moment personally. So this one's for me. I really, really enjoyed this. Enjoy this yourselves. I'm certainly interested and excited to see what Dave has to bring to the table. So check out Dave on FXX. Well, on that note, let's go ahead and end this week. I do want to thank everybody for joining us. Thank my co-hosts Brian, Kitty, and Rance for joining us again this week. Another great time having you folks here. I do want to thank Alex and Joel from Royals Farm Report for joining us again. Go check out their stuff on the internets. Again, want to thank the Hollow Ends for providing this music. Definitely go check out their stuff. They're putting out great stuff. So I can't pimp them enough to stop shuffling your papers. God damn it! Jesus Christ! I'm trying to. Are you sawing something?
Are you breaking down a box? What's going on?
Jesus Christ!
Shuffling a deck of cards.
Fuck me. I'm actually opening mail. Fuck, I'm sorry. I was actually opening our gas bill, for fuck's sake. I can't believe it's that fucking loud. I'm trying to be discreet. God damn it.
It's so good.
I had my letter opener out and I was opening up bills.
Get that gas bill open.
Well, I need to fucking check these bills, man.
What are these kilowatt hours? I need to know.
Now I'm just picturing like Rance's anxiety. It's just he saw that gas bill come in when we started recording. He's just like, I bet
Fuck,
that
I gotta
fucker is
open
so
this son of a
expensive.
bitch.
Yeah, we can't wait any longer. Oh god, it's so good. That might be the hardest I've laughed on this podcast so far.
Can't slide nothing past you guys.
Man, it's kind of hard. I mean, every one of us
could not wait to get that gas bill open. Love to just stare, and I totally understand the feeling, just staring at you from across the room while you're doing something else, and can't do anything else. But he did eventually figure out that he should open mail on the podcast while he's recording, unless he's on mute. So, love you, Rance. Good stuff again. Moving on to an episode of me. Not an episode of me, a moment of me. We did a draft where we had a sink pisser suggestion where we were going to draft our basketball teams off of real people or fictional characters. Some of us stuck with fictional basketball players, but I didn't. If you know me, I like swords. I like nerdy shit. I drafted a whole lot of Avengers, and I took a lot of shit for it. So enjoy this just 3 minutes of just Josh bashing.
You guys are headed in a completely different direction here, and maybe I'm the one headed in the different direction here.
Let me guess, superheroes, dork.
My starting point guard is going to be Captain America.
There we go.
What are you talking? Oh my god.
He's the ultimate. He's a great floor general,
dork.
and he's a super elite passing skills. Have you seen him throw his shield? Have you seen that?
No, I
Guess
can't
not.
say I have.
Josh, what are we doing here?
So my shooting guard is going to be
Read the fine print of the fictional characters.
my shooting guard is Iron Man because he's the face of the franchise. He's an all-around skill set on both sides of the ball. So give me Iron Man as my shooting guard. He's gonna run that too.
My god.
Our big boards look very different.
Yep.
Well, the good news is I know there's 5 picks that I will never have, so my big board is pretty safe for most of these picks.
I'm gonna
Yeah, I
guess
like
that a lot
mine
of our
too.
big boards are gonna be 5 players deep.
It's not deep. I don't think it needs.
Yep. Next. Well, I'm going to go with my third pick. Mentioned earlier, Thor is my small forward running at 3. Mostly there for offense, but, he got some sneaky good defensive skills. You never know. And he's obviously eye candy for the team, so I got Thor.
He's pretty weak without that hammer.
Well, I mean, he's still the god of lightning, the god of thunder.
I don't know if he understands the game of basketball, being from Asgard.
Yeah, you did pull it. Well done. I didn't think I was gonna let you die out there.
You're gonna let me wait a while, huh?
Yep. I was gonna take it away, but you got it. You got it. Running my 4, the Incredible Hulk, because I mean, obviously,
You got some real bullies on your team.
I do. One could say that they avenge a lot. Next. Well, I'm gonna round out my starting 5 with. I'm going to throw you completely off. I've gone Marvel characters this whole time, and I'm going to go Groot from the Guardians of the Galaxy, also Marvel. He is 12'4", and he's got length for days. That's their 5, and you ain't getting anything above that kid. Groot. He's trash talk as I am Groot, so suck it.
I got a feeling Groot's going to foul quite a bit. He's going to be out of the game and
See, I
pretty
think
quick.
Incredible
It's short.
Hulk's
He's
going
quite
to have
slow.
foul trouble. His rage is gonna have to
The
be
lateral
wrangled
quickness
in.
is going to hurt Groot quite a bit.
Sure, that's true. He's got
Like I
range
said,
for days though. So
A
it's fine.
bunch of older brothers to me, and I'm just gonna naturally do that. I mean, yeah, I could have said that I love Michael Jordan, and I'd probably get in trouble for it. It's part of the game. I'm a real victim on this podcast, let me tell you. Let's move on. Probably, I said earlier that the best smells draft was one of my favorites, but this draft from episode 25, the solo only songs draft, was probably my real favorite. It had just some great dancing, some great singing, some real guilty pleasures. By the way, solo only songs, if you're just getting this, solo only is basically like a guilty pleasure song that you're only gonna listen to, belt out when you are by yourself. Windows are rolled up, no one knows what you're listening to. You're just giving it hell. So we drafted our favorite guilty pleasure solo only songs. And that playlist that I'm going to refer to is still available on Spotify. So if you want to go check out what our guilty pleasure songs are, maybe bond with us a little bit on those, or maybe submit your own. That would also be great and acceptable. Kitty's list was mind-blowing. He had some real doozies on there. I'm really, really glad he shared with us some of his guilty pleasure songs because, oh boy, it was very, very good. Without further ado, here is the Kitty's solo only song draft picks. And I believe I actually put it on the end where I threw some interesting ones out there. Didn't say who they were from just to see if we can guess. So that was a little added bonus that I really enjoyed myself too. So episode 25, the solo only songs draft.
Kitty, we're on to you with your first pick. Very good.
This song. I just love this song, but I mean, let's go, girls.
Oh,
Shania Twain, man, I feel like a woman.
I mean, that's just good stuff. Good wholesome content.
This song it's a banger.
It is.
What am I gonna say? And that video, her in this short skirt while those dudes play guitars behind her.
That's a
turnabout.
video.
Robert Palmer.
Addicted to
Robert
Love.
Palmer turnabout. Yeah.
That's right.
Kitty, you're on the turn. Let me.
That is a good one.
This was really.
I got these time coded, so
back in my early college days with old Shania Twain and some other country you might hear soon enough.
Yep.
Little Shelley Wright, single white female. White female.
I mean, this came out of nowhere.
Looking for a man like no.
what the hell is
What
this?
is that song?
Oh,
Old country.
you never can tell.
Is that Shelley Wright? Who is that?
Yes,
Shelley Wright.
She's Shelley Wright. Looking for a man like you.
She isn't looking for a man. She's a lesbian. Did you guys know that?
I know. That's why that song is so good.
She's looking for no men.
No man.
But if I'm at that stoplight singing "Single White Female," looking for that special song, looking for that man like you, it's gonna look bad on me.
I'm probably not gonna give you a hat tip. I'm gonna be like,
You'll probably burn out and get the hell out of there.
Yeah, He's running that red light next to me.
Kitty, you're up, and I am genuinely mad at you for having this on there.
I owned the CD,
and I'm not going to be alone when I play this because there were.
Mad.
I owned.
I don't
CD.
think I'm going to be alone in this podcast, but I know there's going to be at least one listener out there that's going to genuinely hate your guts after I play this.
Oh no.
Well,
He don't care. Yeah, he don't care.
Oh God, no. Nope.
It's a great song. It's a great song.
That's just a lie.
Got all the elements of a great song. This guy talking, the deep voice. Her, super poppy, hilarious voice. I mean, come on.
That
All the
sounds
elements
like
of a great song.
Your karaoke
Aqua,
song.
right?
Aqua.
Aqua, yes. So
Hard to
in
Girl by Aqua.
I want to say it was 96, 97 time frame back in college. Some of you youngsters, I know that seems like a real ridiculous thing that someone was in college in the late 90s. But old Heath had his T-tops, and we would fucking rock around Manhattan, Kansas, listening to Barbie Girl.
You guys didn't get pummeled?
No, we got no attention whatsoever.
That's
Somebody should have jerked you guys out of that car and beat the dog shit out of both of you.
It's possible.
I'm
They'd
kinda
be
hoping that
justified.
happens like after the fact. I told you I was angry.
I mean, the
about
next song's not any better,
See,
Josh.
as you're talking about like your love for this back in '97, your next song is just that much more of a
Terrible?
question to me.
It's the same. It's same time frame. These guys rocked.
Who is that?
S Club 7, S Club Party.
I don't know that song.
A British boy/girl band of the
Oh,
late
my.
'90s. Three dudes, 4 chicks. It's great stuff.
No kidding.
Way better than Backstreet or the NSYNC. This is S Club 7, S Club Party.
I
They knew what
thought
they were
you'd
doing.
bring some Spice Girls to the mix, but I didn't think you'd bring Aqua and
Real close.
whatever that was.
Real close though.
Well, my Spice Girls. I wouldn't put my windows up.
Yeah, that's fair. That's true. That's a
I'm
fact.
putting my
Jack.
windows up on Aqua and S Club calling 7.
you Oscar.
All right.
So we're to the point of the draft. The draft's over, but I still had some leftovers here that I wanted to get your guys' guesses as to who these songs belong to.
Do you have one in here?
I do. I have one in here.
So you
obviously-
picked one of each of us
Obviously,
that
I'm
we
not
had
guessing.
left over.
Yes. Yep. Everybody has one. So I'm curious to hear where you guys stand on here. Here's number 1, and it's in no particular order.
That's probably Brian. That's probably
I
Brian.
think it's Josh. I think it's Josh.
That's Iglesias.
Kitty's not saying anything. That might be Kitty.
No way, man.
It's me.
It's a kitten joint.
What a wild pick. After
You
all the
can
others.
be my hero, baby. Oh, he just loves it. That's a love song right there.
Kiss
After
away
two-
all your pain.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He just bolts into it.
Wasn't Jennifer Love Hewitt in that
Stuff.
Or was that that was Cornucopia?
She was in that video.
She
No, that
was
was-
in a
No, no.
video too.
That was Jennifer Love Hewitt was Hero.
Uh-huh.
She was in.
Cornucopia.
I can't remember Cornucopia was in.
But now they're married and got kids. She just had like some
Yeah.
twins or something.
Yeah, they both
a handsome
somehow they
set of
both
twins.
married up.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how that's possible.
They
That
both
is.
what?
Feels like it is to me. Married up.
All right. Here's number 2. Whose pick is this?
Seems like everybody's got a price. I wonder how they sleep at night.
I feel like it's Josh.
The scale comes first and the truth comes
I don't know this song.
Fast forward.
Yeah. I mean, it's Josh. One of his.
Is this a musical?
It's just another show tune.
It's Pitch Perfect.
Oh, no.
Yeah, there we go.
It is.
No one
me.
likes that movie, but
That's a great. That's just good old fashioned entertainment is what that is.
I hate those movies.
No
Yeah,
chance
they
I watch
suck.
They're better than they're getting credit for on this podcast.
that. That's like every movie you watch.
So it leaves us with 2 people, and this one might have been the shock of the entire draft board season.
Well, we
here.
know it's 2 people, so what's what Josh and I picked? It's Rance or BK.
Oh, I already know the answer. So
Oh, I guess I get to pick here.
yep,
Yep.
and it's right up your alley.
Is that Whitney? Can't really hear it.
Yeah.
I want to dance with somebody, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna give that to BK.
Who's away?
Was it Rance?
Great
I wanna
song.
feel the heat with somebody. With somebody who loves me.
Is that you, Rance?
Oh, I am a Whitney
Oh,
fan.
man,
I have
Whitney
a
guy.
Whitney Houston T-shirt. I'm going to break out for a podcast.
Oh
Where?
God, yes.
I love it. I love it.
My mother-in-law got it for me at Walmart, and I wear it around at night.
All right, what was BK's?
That is a
What
great
was
song.
BK's crazy song? Since we already know who's left.
I mean,
It's quite random.
Brian only sent me 5 songs or 6 songs or something.
He all seen
So
all
you,
he
prob-
needed,
you
apparently.
probably could have guessed this anyways.
Juicy J.
Yep.
Oh, and Katy Perry.
Yep.
Which one's that one?
Dark
Horse.
Okay, don't know that song.
Great song. Great beat.
Gets me every time. I love that draft. We probably could have done a little bit audio better. We do have a little bit more capabilities now. We know what we're doing a little bit more. You live and you learn, kids. So if we do something like that again, we'll be able to do the audio a little bit better. But still very, very enjoyable to me. I played the victim. Nobody plays the victim better than Rance. And this 4th of July episode, this last 4th of July episode 34, we drafted our favorite elements of the 4th of July celebration that we would dream of. And Rance, poor bastard, drafted fireworks. Totally makes sense. And Brian and I were ready to pounce on him to let him know how stupid of a pick that was. So here it is, episode 34, Rance drafting fireworks for his 4th of July celebration.
Back-to-back picks now.
Okay. My number 2 pick, because some of my other ones have been chosen already, but I think after you enjoy the barbecue and like Kitty was saying, the yard games and the summer brew, it's a nice way to top it off. Like we're going to be at the lake, we're going to hop on the boat, have an evening, and we're going to go enjoy a nice fireworks display. Something over the lake. So, I mean,
I wasn't sure if that story was going to lead to fireworks or not.
But it's fucking 4th of July. You guys aren't going to enjoy any fireworks?
I was waiting for someone to pick fireworks just so I can jump on. I don't care who it was. I was going to jump on. Fireworks are the most overrated thing of all time.
Oh, my God.
Outside of the Beatles. I didn't include the fireworks into my overrated things draft.
You're telling me you don't like
there.
fireworks at all? Like
I feel like if you've seen one, you've seen them all.
I think that's inaccurate.
I was praying we went the whole draft without saying fireworks on 4th of July.
That would have been funny. Just like 4th of July draft with no fireworks.
Smug.
We are not.
Just give me a break.
We're not a
You
fireworks
want to enjoy
podcast.
the 4th of July and you don't want to have fireworks. I've never even heard of such a thing.
I legitimately have not
Rance is
seen
about
a
to take his
4th of July
headphones off and
fireworks
leave.
in person in like a decade.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, whatever, man. I mean, you want to eat pig fat. I mean, whatever you say from here on out, I mean, I'm not going to respect. I mean,
Got a big asterisk next to it anyways.
Well, the thing with fireworks are, to go to a decent display, you've got to go amongst a crowd of annoying people that may be a pain in the ass to get in and out. And if you do it,
if you do it at some from where you're at.
If you do it at somebody's house at the party, they buy way too many of those things. Just go boom. They're just loud. They don't look good. Fireworks, get them out.
Okay, shitty pick. My apologies.
Amen. How dare you?
How
dare you bring fireworks to a 4th of July draft?
What kind of moron would even pick fireworks on the 4th of July?
Such a terrible thought of you.
Total dipshit.
Yes. I never heard of such a thing.
Yep.
Good thing I wasted a pick there. Well, I'm scared to death to even say my third.
You might as well skip it. All right, on to Brian. I mean, the audacity of him providing fireworks for his 4th of July celebration. Unbelievable. Let's move on to another draft here. This one was a little bit more recently, and all these times are a little bit probably within the last few months, but this one comes from our superpowers draft. I believe Max Reaper was with us on this episode. He didn't participate in the draft, but we all drafted some superpowers to give ourselves. And Brian's superpowers were just odd. They were very themed, I think is the right word. He basically uses all the powers that he drafted were just to avoid people. I mean, some people would draft just to help people. Maybe they just want to do something great. Not Brian. He just doesn't want to be around any of us. And that says a lot. Says a lot about us. Says a lot about Brian.
So you can fill in the blank there, but it was a very enjoyable moment for us to connect those dots, put those pieces together as he was drafting them in real time. So enjoy the superpowers draft from episode 39.
So Brian, what's your number one overall superpower?
I'm going with teleportation, number one.
Son of a bitch.
It would just be so great to just be anywhere you want at the thought of it. And I mean, you don't need to be rich. You don't need to have anything. You can just teleport into somebody else's life. And if they have a problem with it, bait, you go somewhere else.
You're out. Yeah.
I mean, what a life. If you're annoyed by somebody that's talking to you, bam, gone. So,
And not just gone, just disappeared immediately. And that's
yeah. It takes Irish goodbye to a whole new level.
what an insult. I was mid-sentence, and the guy just disappeared.
It's gone.
Eyes are just vanished.
And a blink of an eye's out of here.
And then you don't. Then you just send him a text like right after that and be like, "Sorry, my superpower just kind of malfunctioned. I didn't mean to do it, but I'm magically on a beach now. I'm sorry. I just can't. I only get so many per day, so I can't come back. But I just want to say I'm sorry."
Yep.
Yeah. And even if you want to just leave and go kick it on the beach for just a few hours, boom, you're there, have a few drinks, boom, you're gone, back home.
Yeah, that's right. And I mean, people say flying would be cool. Flying wouldn't be cool for me because I hate heights, so I'd much rather teleport in a heartbeat.
I knew that wasn't going one when you got the first pick.
No,
a safe miss.
Yep,
that was number one on my board. I thought it might actually fall to me at 3. I didn't think teleportation would be that high on your guys' list, but
God, it's so cool.
It is
so many scenarios you could use.
Very complimentary. Yep, I like that a lot. Back to Brian.
I'm going with invisibility.
Uh-huh.
And it's mostly for real life applications where I just want to be left alone. And if they can't see me, then they're not going to bother me.
Another perfect. Just use it for.
God.
You've already got teleportation. What do you?
Yeah, what else do you need? You can leave a situation at any time.
No, you do it. You combine the two, so when you leave someone's presence, as you teleport, you become invisible. So you teleport onto the beach, and no one knows you just teleported there. Then you can really relax and enjoy yourself with no one knows you're there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm drafting this not thinking I'm getting all these at the same time. I'm just ranking the true superhero powers. I'm not thinking. I mean, it'd be a cheat code if you got 4 superhero powers as a superhero.
It's pretty short-sighted of you, I think, is what I'm hearing.
But like, even if it was well known around your family and friends and stuff that you could be invisible, I mean, if there's like a group dinner or something that you don't have any part of, they just leave you like a chair. They're like, well, he's here. He's just invisible. And really, I'm home watching the Royals game.
So you show up, you make your appearance, and then you fade off into invisibility, and then you're not even there.
I'm not there. Plate of food and then just become invisible.
Yes, absolutely.
I like it. Do you worry about how every time it's been in a book or a movie that the Invisible Man becomes a real fucking asshole?
Like Hollow Man, like Kevin Bacon and Hollow Man.
Exactly.
Kevin Bacon movie.
Yeah, and I mean, I want to put it out there. I don't want to use it to be a creep and spy on people.
Sure.
I think a lot of these people that want this power also don't want to be creeps, but then this is kind of the Spider-Man
principle.
Creeps. Great power, great responsibility. These people can't handle the power of visibility.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
You couldn't handle it, Brian.
Brian's going to be the guy because he's not. All he's using is to be left alone. So it's a way different perspective than the other people.
It's like more money, more power with visibility. The more you can become invisible, the more problems you have. You get yourself into some real trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Next pick on the turn. A lot of people have this superhero power, but I sure as shit don't. And I want to be able to eat and drink anything I want and never gain weight. I hate these people so much.
I thought I was for sure going to get that in my last pick. I don't know what is happening.
God, that would be a great superpower to have.
That's a great one. I love it.
The people that have it don't even appreciate it.
No,
I mean,
no, we sure don't. We sure don't, guys.
I would just eat absolute garbage all the time, and I would never stop.
Yep.
God, I'm so jealous.
Yep. And those people that do have it, they just nibble on stuff like little baby birds.
Exactly.
They don't utilize that power.
What?
Like
Sounds like
grown
a-
adults that still eat candy. The concept of that is just beyond me. But there are adults out there that eat Raisinets at their desk.
Like Raisinets. Yeah.
Nibble on them all day,
I don't know.
every day.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
I mean, what an asshole.
Not an ad. We are not sponsored yet by Raisinets, but I mean, there's open positions if you'd like to, Raisinets.
That's right.
Interesting. Yeah. That's all solid pick. Very
Such a
good.
simple-
Brian, bring us home.
Last pick. It's kind of in the same vein as my previous picks, but I'm going with shape shifting. I want to be able
yeah.
to. I want to be able to come in, become anybody I wanted at the thought of it, and I mean, I can eat and drink whatever I want and just become someone else that's hot and shredded.
Like The
Yeah.
Rock.
Like
You
exactly.
can become your best boy, The Rock.
I mean, like nobody's going to see your face as you ever again.
Right. No way.
I mean, nobody's going to see his face as anything
Yeah.
because he's teleporting and
And he's
And
invisible, and now
invisible.
he's shape shifting.
Yeah.
So nobody. This is the last time we'll see Brian as Brian Kaiser.
I could go anywhere I want from now on, and I'll never be myself.
And be anybody you want.
You can
And
just
eat and
blend in.
drink.
No matter where you go in the world, you can just shapeshift somebody else and blend in. No one will even know you're there. Just kind of
Teleport and
go
shapeshift.
back in time. Perfect.
For someone
stuff.
whose dream job is social media influencer, you sure like to keep a low profile on the radar.
He's not in any of the photos. He's social media influencing. He's just doing something else with those
Yeah.
things.
He's
a travel-
Shapeshift into
travel
somebody
guy.
that already is a social media influencer.
He's a travel blogger.
unbelievable.
That's a social media influence.
I mean, nobody will ever know. I mean, they'll never see him again.
Nope.
Not ever. I mean,
He's
you can't really
finished.
blame him. That's one way to use some superpowers, but that's his journey. We'll see if he develops those. It's gonna be interesting to watch. Another draft. We drafted our favorite baseball movies with baseball and sports in general kind of being up in the air this year. We did go into the rabbit hole known as the best baseball movie draft, and we made it the whole draft. Kitty was the last pick of the draft and made it all the way to the end without naming one specific movie that's 100% on everybody's list. You think of baseball movies, you think of this movie. Still not going to say it. Still not going to say it because it went undrafted, and it was a great moment because Kitty is going to draft his final movie of the best baseball movie draft from episode 39. No, I'm sorry.
right.
Episode
I'm just
40.
thankful that you brought a little bit of credibility to this draft.
Yep.
That's on everybody else's list.
There's still one out there that is on everybody's list that has not been taken yet.
And
I'm
number
really
one with the
curious.
bullet.
Yeah.
I got it. Pretty sure
Yeah.
I got it.
You
Do
gonna
it.
go for it?
Basketball.
That must be it.
You
That has
pissed
to be
a
it.
lot of people off right there. You did a lot of damage to your
You
credibility.
built that up. Everyone's like,
Uh-huh.
okay, he's gonna finally do it.
Well
And
done.
I like basketball. Basketball's a great baseball movie. Combines baseball and basketball into one sport. You're shooting for singles and doubles and home runs. It's just good times. You can't go wrong with the old South Park guys.
Steve Perry.
Just so many good strikeouts.
Uh-huh.
what a great pick.
Well done.
I Go outside the box with that one.
Yep. Good stuff. And finally, the final moment that I really, really enjoyed this first round of episodes for this first year. A season. Maybe you want to call it a season. It's fine too. It was basically another draft. Shocking. All these are drafts. But Brian and Kitty had some grievances to air. And both of them had to do with some type of commercial. Brian absolutely hates the Shane Company and Tom Shane. Kitty hates the Geico commercial with Idina Menzel in it. So it was very funny to watch both of them go on rants about their specific hatred to make these two things disappear forever instead of, cancer, COVID, Roseanne Barr. You can make anything disappear, and you chose to disappear the Tom Shane Company commercials and a Geico commercial. I mean, it's great stuff. Good rants, and then at the end, Kitty finally understands the joke of the taxidermy. That was the birth of the taxidermy joke. And also was very much important in the best bets segment theme that our buddy Rigby put together that we really, really enjoy. Very funny stuff. So enjoy the final best moment from episode 45. Brian and Kitty hit off round 2.
All right, I'm going to disappear this time, and I am disappearing forever. Tom Shane commercials. I hate that motherfucker so much. It drives me insane when his commercials come on the radio. I slam the button to change the channel because his stupid voice is the worst. He just mocked me the time he made the commercial that said, you know what? People ask me why I speak in my own commercials. And I'm like, they're telling you to shut up and stop doing it, Tom Shane. Listen to them. You are the worst. I don't know. If you support Tom Shane's business at all, you're dead to me because you're keeping this person on my radio. Tom Shane, disappear now.
There goes the Tom Shane sponsorship.
No, Josh, that ain't ever happening.
Never say never.
No.
We could say never now. That door's closed. I just would love to get to the point where we don't have any sponsors and then Tom Shane pipes up. It's like, I would love to sponsor the Claymores podcast. Only one catch. You have to fire Brian Kaiser. Done deal, Tom Shane. Where do I sign?
And I also like the fact that we're not doing anything to better the world in this draft. We could do a lot of things with disappearing. That's not our style. We're looking out for number ones here.
I think our first 2 picks are pretty solid in benefiting the world. Kitty's not at all.
Mine
just
is.
getting rid of them.
No.
Trust me. People that don't like me, we don't need them.
We don't need them.
They're not doing anything good.
I like it.
Well, let's hit us with your second one.
I'm going to go with Geico commercials. The pier.
Mm-hmm.
Do I really need to hear Adina Menzel say taxidermy 85 times every fucking weekend?
It's been a long time since there's been a commercial like universally hated.
That is awful.
It's very bad.
Yeah. Are you that? Is this some sort of supposed to be a meta joke about Travolta mispronouncing your name at the Oscars? Because if it is, you've done it terribly wrong. You didn't completely go wrong. You didn't go completely this ridiculous phrase. You mispronounced one syllable.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's a taxidermy.
You just made up a different word. That's a completely
not a fucking thing. How would you fucking write down taxidermy? How fucking stupid are you?
Taxidermy.
If it was taxidermy, if she had said taxidermy,
that's what it is. That's the joke.
No, she says. I thought.
Love it.
I have no idea.
I blew my mind. You just blew my mind.
Do you want to change your pick? You still hate it.
That commercial still sucks.
I love it.
Kitty finally got the joke of it, and it
still sucks.
Taxidermy.
Taxidermy? His whole rant was based around a made-up word that he just heard wrong.
We've got the title of the show.
They really blew that one.
This is why everybody needs to watch our podcast as well as listen to it, because you can see Kitty's brain melting in real time.
Because the fact that she says I wrote it down wrong is the thing that is blowing my mind more. She wrote down tax attorney as taxidermy. That's even dumber.
Yeah. Yep.
He's keeping it hate.
Either way.
Fuck you, Geico.
Calm down there, Yuli Guriel.
Geico's out of my life.
So that's done. That's our favorite moments of the podcast project that we started a little over a year ago. We've had an interesting year, to say the least. We've had a lot of fun with all the circumstances all the given circumstances, I guess. But all you sink pissers out there did help us get through this together. Hopefully, we helped you get through it as well. We didn't have any guests on this best of, but we did have some guests on the podcast we really enjoyed. We want to give them some quick shout outs real fast. Max Reaper was from Royals Review, was our very first guest. He was awesome. Alex Duvall and Joel Penfield from Royals Farm Report came on, talked a little bit about the Royals prospects pre-spring training, and then there was 3 months where we didn't see any Royals for a while. Then we had Craig Stout from Arrowhead Pride. Was an awesome interview. We'll hope to catch up with him maybe in a few weeks to talk a little bit more Chiefs. Then we had Chris Kamler, also known as the Fake Ned on social media. He stood for a whole shenanigans. Very entertaining. I definitely go check that out as well. Then we got a little bit Big J Journo under our belt with Lynn Worthy from the KC Star. He brought some really interesting insights from the inside, some things that we don't really get to ever see. Really great to talk to him. Hope to talk to him soon. And then this last guest we had was Tucker Franklin from Arrowhead Report and from the Roughing the Kicker podcast. Talked a little bit of Chiefs. He was a great guest as well. He stuck around for some shenanigans the whole time. He was a whole episode. Very fun with Tucker as well. But we wanted to give them some special shout outs. We appreciate the time that you guys gave to us. Hopefully it's not the last time that our paths cross and we get to have you back on and have some more fun with you. But we do want to give you guys a special shout out. So cheers to you folks. I also want to send a special shout out to Summer and Barth for helping get this whole thing kind of off the ground. They both kind of had to bail a little bit, but I do want to appreciate and show some appreciation for those two dudes for jumping on board with this. Summer's doing his thing with the Heartland Pod. If you haven't checked that out, he's still doing episodes about government-related issues, very good interviews, and then just talking politics with Zach and Sean. Still highly recommend going and doing the Heartland Pod, giving them a shot. So cheers to Summer and Barth as well. And I want to personally thank my regular co-hosts Brian, Rance, and Kitty for donating so much time to do this with me. Had a lot of good times, a lot of good laughs, and we look forward to more in the future. So cheers to those guys. And lastly, I want to thank each and every sink pisser out there. You are our people. We wouldn't have it any other way. Wouldn't have you any other way. We wouldn't be here without you. We appreciate each and every one of your time, attention, interaction with us on social media. We just appreciate the support, and this wouldn't be anything without you guys. So thank you again. Thank you very much. But that's going to be it. This has been a great year. We look forward to more in the future. It was a great night to celebrate our relationship together. Happy anniversary, guys. Cheers from Brian and Rance, and Kitty, and myself. Ta-ta for now.
close to the flames. Don't go, oh, somebody walking away. Hold your body close to the flames. Don't go, oh, somebody walking away. Oh, a loaded gun. Pressed against my brow, as I wander out. All this undone, holding fast to a vow. Side laugh aloud, 'cause I have faith that nobody else can protect you, no. While pages burning will all be dead under virgin snow. I have faith that nobody else can protect you, no. While pages burning will all be dead under virgin snow. So hold your body close to the flames. Don't go, somebody walking away. Oh, hold your body close to the flames. Don't go, somebody walking away. Oh. Hold your body close to the flame.